episode in our Spanish series. I've kind of, even though we haven't used it in the last few videos, I've kind of strangely grown attached to this Spanish dictionary because it's been with me here from the start. But what I wanted to give you all was kind of going back a little bit. We went through in a previous video, which you can check out up here in the right-hand corner, the conjugation of some of the IR verbs, and not all of these are going to be that way, which is part of why I made an individual video. Some different verbs have different conjugations, but I did want to go back to some IR verbs and just kind of walk through verbs in general, because sometimes the vocabulary retention is just best done via repetition. So we're going to go ahead and go through IR verbs, and I'm going to try and give you guys like 100 of them at least, if not more. So I'm thinking it'll take us a little bit to get through, but I want it to be informative and fun. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Number one we will do, it is abrir, which means to open. Abrir. Number two is aborir. Aborir, which means to bore. Three is aborir se. Aborir se. And that is to become bored. Which, because as you might remember, that say, it's reflexive, so it's back on the owner of the verb, the speaker of the verb. Admitir. Admitir. That means to admit. Always love a good cognate whenever a word means what you think it means. Advertir. And again, these are arranged in alphabetical order. Advertir. That means to notice or observe. Notice or observe. Number six is afligir. 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 That means to afflict. To afflict. Or you could say distress. So it's a near cognate. Afligir. This one's pretty close to a cognate too. Applaudir. That means to applaud. To applaud. Next is arrepentirse. Arrepentirse. That means to repent. To repent. Or regret. 9. Assistir. We would call this a false cognate because this is not to assist, it means to attend. Number 10. Number 10 is añadir. So it's got the tilde on here. Añadir. That means to add to. To add to. Moving on into the B's. So I'll put a little B next to this here, and I'll do an A up here so we can separate alphabetically. Batir. Batir. That means to beat or hammer. So it's not necessarily musical. Bendecir. Bendecir means to bless. To bless. Moving on to the C's now. Number 13. Combatir. Combatir. That means to fight. To fight. And I've also heard pelear, to fight as well. Compartir. Compartir. That means consentir. This is a cognate. To consent. Consentir. Consistir. Consistir. To consist of. I'll put that in the parentheses because it requires to be made of something. Consistir. 20. Constituir. Constituir. To constitute. Nice cognate there. 21. Construir. That is to build. To build. Construir. You could think of it as to construct, even. Consumir. Consumir. To consume. So near perfect linguistic cognate there. Contributir. Contributir. To contribute. To contribute. 24. Convenir. Convenir. That's to agree. To agree. 25. Convertir. To convert. And just like that, we're already 1/4 of the way to 100. Corregir. Corregir. To correct. Cubrir. Cubrir. To cover. I see this one in doctor's offices. Cubre tu tos. Cover your mouth for your cough. Cumplir. Cumplir. To fulfill. Or you could almost think it's to complete. Is how I remember it. It's not perfect, but now we're in D. Decidir. Decidir. To decide. Decidir. 30. Decir. To say or tell. 31. Deprimir. Deprimir. To flatten. To flatten. Deprimir. Coming back up here. 32. Derretir. Derretir. To melt. So I just learned that one. I'd never seen that one before, researching this. Describir. Describir. To describe. 34. Descubrir. To discover. And you can see pretty easily how, like in English, Spanish spelling can be pretty important. Just the difference between those two words and how closely they are. Next is despedir. Despedir. That means to say goodbye. Despedir. Destruir. To destroy. Destruir. To destroy. Dirigir. Dirigir. Or dirigir, I guess I should say. To direct. I made that one Spanglish. Sorry. Disminuir. resist. 59. Introducir, to introduce. 60. Invadir, invadir, to invade. 61. 61. Invertir, invertir, to invest. 62. We'll start out with the M's here. Medir, medir, to measure. 63. Continuing on. Mentir, to lie. 64. Morir, to die. 'Ocurrir, to happen. Or you could say to occur. Now we're in the O's. We didn't have any N's in this part of the list. 66. Oír, to hear. I always remember this one. O, ear. It's dumb, but it helps you remember. Pedir, to order or ask for. Now we're in the P's. Permitir, to allow. Or you could say permit. 69. Perseguir, perseguir, to chase. 70. Predecir, predecir, to predict. 71. Preferir, to prefer. 72. Presentir, presentir, to predict. S's now. Saducir. Saducir. No, spelled that wrong. Sorry. Salsudir. There we go. There we go. To shake. 84. Salir. To leave. 85. Seguir. To follow. 86. Sentir. To feel. 87. Servir. To serve. 88. Sobrevivir. To survive. 89. Sonreír. To smile. 90. Subir. To go up. 91. Sufrir. Sufrir. To suffer. 92. Sugerir. Sugerir. To suggest. 93. Surgir. To arise. Arise. Sustituir. Sustituir. That's to substitute or replace. 95. Coming down the home stretch here. 95. Teñir. Teñir. Now we're in the T's. Teñir. It's to die. 96. Traducir. To translate. 97. Unir. To unite. 98. Venir. To come. 99. Vestir. To dress. 100. Vestirse. To get dressed. 101. Vivir. To live. 102. The most interesting one for last. Zambullirse. Zambullirse. To dive. To dive. So as you can see, we've got from A all the way through to Z 102 IR verbs for you. So if you're looking for something that you can listen to a couple times that can give you maybe a deeper understanding of Spanish, obviously we don't have the cognates, but step one is to learn what these mean. So if you want a quick vocab study, I hope this little sheet can serve as that for you. We'll probably continue to do this with the other types of